weren't expecting special forces. That's the point, Sergeant.
Transmit the clearance codes for Inferno Squad chatter, an exclusive look into the Southwest Star Wars Legion community.
Hello and welcome back to the Inferno Squad Chatter podcast for the second episode. Today we have Keanu with us.
Hello.
Colin.
How's it going?
And Zephyr.
Hi, hanging out with a little bit of a cold today. Sorry, folks.
And I'm Kevin, your host for today. Today we're going to be talking about a couple of different things. First, we'd just like to give a quick shout out to Brian LeBay and his blog, thezerohourlegion.com, for insights into competitive list building. He helped us record a new intro for the show, so you're going to be hearing that on every episode moving forward. That's pretty exciting. Today we're going to be talking about the Gamers Guild GT that just happened this month, and then we're going to do a news segment. We'll have Zavar's Hobby Corner, the Californication segment, and then we're going to talk about some upcoming Inferno events. Nick was supposed to be here with us today, but he didn't show up today, so give him a hard time about that. But all right.
Ooh, Nick.
So do you guys want to go ahead and just jump into talking about the GT today?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So the Gamers Guild GT was the 11th and 12th of April, organized by Tristan and Nick. They were our consulars for the event. We had a player breakdown. We had 6 Empire players, 5 Separatist players, 4 Guard players, 4 Rebel players, and no Shadow Collective.
Well, I was going to bring Shadow Collective, but then they dropped this amazing new High Command box, and I had to play with my boy Thrawn. So, sorry.
Yeah, Thrawn's
I would have been
good.
the only Shadow Collective otherwise.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised when Tristan shared the faction breakdown that it pretty much ended up being Empire with the most representation, because I figured a lot of people would be pretty excited about the Empire command box.
Yeah,
So-
I think out of the 6, half of us brought
I
Thrawn.
think 4.
4 of
four
us
of you
brought
brought
Thrawn. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah.
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 The second
Yeah.
place finisher,
You,
who we'll talk
me,
about in a little
Carl.
bit, I think he had Tarkin in his list. So all the T commanders making their appearances. So, is there any particular thing you guys want to talk about with the GT? Like, was there any particular things you wanted to shout out first, as far as just the overall experience, anything like that?
Yeah, I want to shout out the fact that we had, like 7 or 8 out-of-state people coming to the event, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Right. We
Yeah.
had almost 20 people. We had 20 signed up, but one had to drop for life reasons. So we had 19 people at the event, and
Yeah.
almost half of them were out of towners. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
It was a really smooth tournament too. I don't think there was like really any issues or anything like that. Nick and Tristan just like kept us playing all day. Like every time I turned around, they were like, "Okay, like make sure, like, what round are you guys on?" Like coming in, checking at the tables, and it was just really great.
Yeah, I mean, we were supposed to break for lunch after the first game, but I guess they weren't serving lunch yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was brunch menu.
Yeah, Forks and Boards was not
Yeah.
open yet. They didn't open until 2:00. So we played. It was a little bit different. We played the first 2 rounds, and then took the lunch break. Do you guys want to kind of just jump into like each of us sharing our list, and then kind of talking about a little bit about our games and who we played and what we kind of enjoyed about the event? Maybe.
Yeah, do we want to go
start
in reverse
there?
ranking order?
Yeah, we can probably do that.
Who placed the lowest out of us?
I think it was you.
Was me?
Zafar.
All right, look at it.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, me, Zephyr. I came in 6th, so that's obviously a good showing for the entire podcast. As the least competitive player, I had the least showing. I brought a list I called the High 13. It was Granitable. It was Thrawn, Krennic, Callus, Imperial Agent, and then we had 2 Shores with the Heavy. We had 1 Snow Squad with a Flamer. We had 2 Riots with the KX droids and Imperial March. Oh, the Snow Troopers also had Imperial March. We had 2 Death Troopers with the Configuration, with the new upgrade from High Command. And then we had 2 E-Webs, and that was my list. 5, 9, 13. Yep, the point of the list was we had 4 models that gave out free orders. And so the intent was to have a very order controlled list. And I did pretty well. I went 3-1. My only loss was to Keanu in round 2. I will say Keanu, but really it was the Dark Troopers who refused to die, no matter how much I threw at them. And then, I had a lot of fun. I think the high point was just having like so much order control that I was able to really dictate when my support pieces were going and when my army itself was going. I think overall, I really enjoyed having that level of order control. Felt like a separatist player for most of the game. Really, what I enjoyed the most was just the amount of flexibility having direct any Imperial unit with Thrawn was. It was just such a cool way to be able to like, hey, I really want this guy to go first no matter what. And it still allowed me to make sure I could give orders to where they needed to go to trigger card effects and still have that 1 token in the bag or in the place
Nice.
I needed it to be.
Since you had double cunning commander, did you find that you were able to get priority in most of your games, like on every round? That's something I'm wondering about.
Yeah, actually, fun story. I did have the double cutting, but I did not have any of Krennic's cards at all. I had all of Thrawn's command cards. I had Callus's 1 and 3 pip, and I had the new high command 2 pip. So I had no cards for Krennic. Krennic was simply there to be another exemplar aim machine and the ability to give me an order to Death Troopers, so I could
Nice.
really control when they came
Nice.
off the board.
And I mean, you also had compel just in case.
It came up
Yeah.
like twice. Compel almost never mattered because they were just killing whatever they were shooting at. Me and my saves, units don't live
Okay.
for me.
Okay. Who was your favorite opponent that you played on the
Yeah.
weekend?
So I would say my favorite game was... So my favorite opponent was round 3 because I played my brother-in-law, Devin. He brought the full Hoth Echo Defenders list. And he brought Mounted Luke and Mounted Han and Leia and an Imperial, I want to say, officer? Or, sorry, rebel officer, but it might have been an operative. I can't remember right now. And then he had 3 squads of Tauntauns, 1 FD, 3 veteran squads.
He had a Han,
And I want to
both
say
the
that was
Han
it.
and the Luke
And
tons.
it
So
was
just Upsoltons.
Yeah. It was 5 squads of Tauntauns, and it was dodges everywhere. There was a really epic moment in there when I played the Imperial, we do not tolerate failures. And I gave the order to Callus, who had a bounty on Han. And Han had 3 hit points left. So I shot him up a little, as I just poured a bunch of fire into Han with other stuff. Because this was the turn where he could reroll his, it was his 1 pip turn. And so we managed to get him down to 2 wounds. I'm like, okay, Callus can take him out with 2 wounds because of Pierce and White saves, right? And Callus went all in and shot at him. And Han made full saves with his reroll.
Oh,
And so Callus not only didn't kill him and didn't make the bounty, but he also took 2 damage from it, which led to him dying the next turn. So that failure cost me 2 victory points right there. And I was just like heartbroken because Callus really sucked for me the whole weekend. He did not do anything cool at all. He died in 2 shots to everything. He got killed. He almost got killed on a standby from Tauntauns.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a rough day for
Yeah.
us. I will say the funnest moment I had outside of that game was against Carl in round 4 because we were playing Sweep and Clear, and it was his implacable turn. And that's the one turn I did give Death Troopers the direct order, and I gave it to Thrawn because I knew Vader was going to dive this turn with implacable, right? Because we didn't match, I was able to move Thrawn away so Vader would have to get to me on his second activation. So he double moved into my deployment zone and shot the Death Troopers who didn't have an order and scattered them into the deployment zone so he could melee them and sweep and clear for 2 points. So his order goes back into the bag, and now it's a race in the bag for can he pull Vader before I pull the Death Troopers? And we both had 4 tokens in the bag. And it was this hilarious moment where we were both like, is it Vader? Is it the Death Troopers? Because if the Death Troopers go first, they can double move away, or even at least single move away, and then not be enraged to be charged in the deployment zone. Thankfully, I was able to pull the Death Troopers first, because the other race was he was trying to pull Tarkin, and I had an E-Web who got the we do not tolerate failures, because that's the order I played that turn. And it drew a line to Tarkin, and Tarkin had taken 3 damage from Thrawn going first. And so I was like, I just need to kill that guy. So it's a race between Does he pull Vader before he pulls Tarkin, or after? Because if he pulls Tarkin, Tarkin can just double move behind a wall, and I don't see him, and I don't shoot him. And that victory point is what actually won me the game. So, it was a really fun event. I really love the new High Command models and cards. Playing with them, playing against them. I just had a good time. I was very happy to be there.
Yeah. That's awesome. I think Empire just like having access to those free VPs from like Bounty and like the card and everything is just, man, it's so juicy. All right. Anything else for you, Zephyr?
Also, shout out to Tristan for organizing the get together at Cheeto Bandito for after day one. It's the first time I'd eaten there. Holy crap, it was so good. I know Colin's mileage may vary, but I had an amazing time. The food was fantastic. The jade chicken, delicious.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that was my takeaway.
Nice.
Colin, you want to chime in on that?
Well, listen, it was very good. It was very good. I'll give you that. But holy moly, did I get destroyed. Not only that night, but while I got the jerk chicken, and that was the spiciest jerk chicken I've ever had in my life. And me being a white boy could not handle it. And so it was rough, but it was really good.
Yeah. I went there as well, and the food was delicious, but I did not go for any of the spicy options because I just didn't think that I would be able to handle it. So, Colin, you want to break down your list for us real quick?
Yeah, so I got 5th place at the event because of strength of schedule and kill points. Because my list was not designed to kill things. It was designed to hold the points and win the game as fast as possible. So my list was, I was playing Separatists, and I played Kalani, Dooku with Saber Throw, Push, Choke. I had a custom operative that was built for melee, so he had an Electro Staff, Slice Comms, Seek and Destroy, and Into the Fray. I had 5 naked B1s, I had 3 naked Droidicas, and I had 2 Aquas with the Heavy for 13 activations total. And the list did exactly what it was designed to do. It won 2 of my rounds at the bottom of turn 3. And then my closest game was round 2 against Ewoks, because my list doesn't pump out a lot of dice. But the board was just not good for the Ewok player. Like the middle of the board, we were playing Cauldron, and the middle of the table just had like almost no cover in it at all. Ewok opponent wasn't able to attrition very well, especially since they had put all of their super slingers on one side of the board, ATST Chewie, and like everything else on the other. So after turn 2, he had a significant lead, but then I closed it round 3, and then I won round 4. Chewie survived turn 2 when I shot him with my whole army, and in the first 2 Aqua shots, handed him 13 saves, and he only failed 7 of them, but then astromeched 1, and I think after the end of the round, he had like 4 or 5 wounds left. So I just ignored him. Turn 3, killed everything else, and once Dooku got in the mix, he was doing the Dooku thing, pushing people off points, killing things. That was probably, I would say, my funnest game, but my most interesting moment in the tournament, and then I'll talk about round 4 in a second, but my most interesting moment in the tournament was the fact that my custom operative against Carl in round 3 survived over the course of 2 rounds 5 attacks from Vader. He was attacked 5 separate times.
Jesus.
By Vader. He burst of speeded into him on the bottom of round 2. Did 2 damage to me on that attack. He Thrawn 2-pipped after Dooku moved. Did 0 damage. And then he played Implacable, but I played Double the Fall, so I kicked his token back, and he wasn't able to find it until almost the very end of the round. So at that point, Kalani had tokened him up, he had tokened up, so he survived a pull the strings from Tarkin and then 2 more attacks from Vader,
That's wild.
which was crazy. Yeah, that super attack did not deserve to live. Carl, if you're listening, you're a real one for sticking through that. And then my round 4, I got one of the worst beatings I've had in this game in so long. I played Keanu in the finals, and he'll talk about his list, but he super hardcore teched for droids, especially Aquas. And by the end of turn 2, I had no Aquas left. And we were playing Cauldron, and that was one of the primaries that I had that I knew I could like have a chance on because I knew against his list I was on the back foot, but if I have a good flop, then I might get a game. But it wasn't really a game. I think the game lasted 30 minutes, and then bottom of round 2, I could have maybe like played round 3 and see what would have happened from there, but I was already so far behind. It wasn't even probably going to matter anyway, because all I had killed was like almost a full snowtrooper unit. I didn't even kill any of the dark models yet. I could have played that game differently after the fact, but hindsight's always 2020 when you end up analyzing a game. It's always a fun time playing against Keanu. We always have fun, but that was the hardest beating I've had in a long time.
And that was like the first time we played in 2.6.
Yeah, we hadn't played since we went to Worlds in
which I like after we talked about it, I was like, wow, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've played. On top of that, even though I was in the finals, I ended up getting 5th because of not only strength of schedule, but across 4 games. I didn't even kill 800 kill points across 4 games because my list wasn't designed to do it.
I'm gonna have Kevin check the math on that. Kevin, what was his kill point score?
We got 783.
Woo!
You did have
Hot.
you were actually pretty high up there VP wise. You had 40 VPs. I think I actually had the most.
Yeah, that's what the list was designed to do.
You were scoring VPs. You and Keanu actually had the same VPs. You both scored 40 for the whole tournament. So, so besides that play with Carl, was there any other like crazy moments that happened?
I'm gonna be honest, not really. That was the craziest one that happened all weekend.
Was Cauldron really, really good into BTV because of their suppression rules? Since they can't remove suppression like normal, right? Because the Ewoks do not remove suppression, I believe.
Cauldron for Ewoks, actually, it doesn't even matter for them because they don't really remove suppression anyway, and he had like 5 sources of Inspire. That was the roughest game just because of the act count. Like, he had 14 acts, I had 13. Now, granted, he only had 3 super squads, so he had the super slingers and then Chewie. So those were really the only things I was actually afraid of. But he did have a really bad turn too. Like, he played Leia Brains of Brawn, and did 2 total damage to a Droideka unit, and I didn't even use all 4 of the shields. And then when Chewie shot at Aquas, he also just did 2 damage to Aquas. So he had like his 2 hardest hitting shots that round completely whiffed.
Yeah, that's rough. I feel like the Ewok player really needs to like probably like focus an Aqua with the Leia 2 pip. I don't really see how like shooting a Deca seems kind of crazy to me. That seems like a rough choice.
That's kind of what I mentioned to him after the fact, that like the Droidekas, like sure they're gonna lay down suppression, but with all of the Inspire that he has, it doesn't matter anyway. Their dice pool is mediocre.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing that they have going for me on Cauldron is that they're fast when I need them to be.
Yeah, I would think too, like Slinger shot into a Deca would probably be like pretty good because you can like overpower the shields with that many dice, I would think.
Yeah, I think I was very, very careful on that side of the board with where his slingers were. I think he only managed to ever get a single full slinger shot.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what you have to do. Game. You got to avoid those slingers as much as possible. It's just too many dice. Having played against it in locals like a number of times, like if the slingers get in close to any of your stuff, it's not gonna go well for you. All right, well, I guess it's up next. I played droids for this event. I ended up bringing the name of my list was They See Me Rolling on My Segway. So I had Kalani, I had General Grievous Wheelbike Warlord with up close and personal and stims, a super tack with Seek and Destroy, Task Flow Overclock Staff, 6 naked B1s, 2 wheel bikes naked, 1 Aqua Droid with the heavy, and then a snail tank with defense protocols and high energy shells. I brought the snail tank because I was a little bit afraid of armor, and I wanted something that could kind of counter like other Armor 5 stuff, or give me a little bit of play into like other low armor units, so things like RTs and other Aqua Droids and stuff like that. And then I figured having the Ion token wouldn't be bad, or access to an Ion shot wouldn't be bad into like other droid list, or maybe some vehicle heavy armies. It was an interesting tournament. I played Andy in round 1, and I'm still learning some of these new objectives. It was 13 act droids into 13 act droids. He had an AAT, and we ended up just having like a massive pile up on the center payload. He came out round 1 pretty strong and actually got my Aqua that I had down to 1 model. So I had 1 model left in my Aquas at the end of round 1.
Nice.
So they ended up like moving to the left-hand side of the board, and then like basically marched my close payload up on that side. There was basically so much stuff in the middle that the middle POI couldn't even move. Like legally move. There's nowhere
Nice.
for it to land. So that was pretty interesting. I really liked playing that game against him. Round 2, I played against Tarkin for the first time. Pull the strings is really scary. That's what I learned. I also learned in that game I made some mistakes with like activating a few units too early. I also mismeasured on my Aquas, so my Aquas got double tapped and basically deleted at the top of round 2. So that was it was kind of an uphill battle. We were like fighting over bunkers. Ended up that the game tied on 11-11, and I lost by 60 kill points in that round. So that was pretty tough. But it was still a really fun game. Trey was a great opponent. He's from Utah. It's really funny because I came from California to the Arizona tournament, and I only played 1 Arizona player the whole entire tournament. So round 3, I ended up playing against Raider, which was a droid mirror. He was playing Maul with like 12 acts, double Aqua. In that game, it was kind of the same thing. Greg kind of slowly dove in. It was pretty slow. The wheel bikes were like 50-50 most of the weekend. Sometimes they were really good, and then other times they were just getting shot and like halved like immediately to where it was like 1 bike. So then that activation would just hide most of the rest of the game. The game they were the best in was my last game, the Sunday game against, I believe my opponent was, sorry guys, it was I played AJ Xander, so this is the guy, he's one of the New Mexico players that was in the tournament, and I was able to just get like favorable positioning on the table, and they were able to just kind of like take a flank and then take down that whole flank pretty much by themselves. Greg had to tie up some super squads in that game, and so he kind of just set on a back point and kind of just slowed his whole army down. Yeah, it was exciting. I mean, I think my favorite, honestly, it was really fun playing with Andy. He was really good and just played very well and like kind of talked me through a lot of the stuff. Greg had to hide in front of his AAT in that game too, which was interesting to watch because he was kept trying to like maneuver the AAT to like get it outside of range 2 so he could shoot Greg with it. Greg basically just had to hide in front of him because he couldn't go anywhere on the board. Yeah, I don't know. Overall, it was just a really great tournament. Like, I had a good time. I was a little bit sad because I lost in round 2 by that 60 kill points, and I was really hoping to like get to maybe play like a top table game in round 4, but the travel was interesting. Like, it took me a bit to get over there, but once I got into the area, it was nice. I liked playing the new objectives. I played Cauldron twice in the 2 games that I played of it. It was really interesting and fun. It was interesting using Grievous's 1-pip to like dive into the opponent's army if they were standing on a POI and then just put out a bunch of suppression and then kind of keep them, just keep shooting them over and over again. I didn't really realize how much better Empire was going to be either. Like in my game 2, I was really shocked by like the power level that list had. Compared to like previous games I had played against it with droids where I was able to kind of just control the tempo with the attrition wave of like Greg plus other stuff just dealing damage. I also really just enjoyed how like everybody was really sporting. I didn't have any opponents that were like very like salty or anything like that. Like they were just trying to have a good time, and that was nice. It was refreshing to go to a tournament and not feel like anybody was trying to. No one was getting upset, and everybody was super communicative, and that was really enjoyable. Yeah, I think it was just a really great event. Like I just had a good time. It was nice to just be out of the house playing Legion. So I did enjoy the snail tank too. Snail tank was so much fun. Bring it again. All right, Keanu time.
Question for you: how many times did Grievous die?
So most games he didn't die until round 3 or round 4. A lot of the times what I was doing, I would use the stims to kind of delay him taking wounds. And then that allowed me to kind of decide when I wanted to play the download card versus playing the 1 pip. So sometimes I would download round 1, sometimes I would play the surges and dodges 3 pip that he has that and that kind of gave the bikes a little bit of defensive tech for positioning so that I could get them into the spot where I wanted them. The bikes overall didn't feel terrible, but they don't have the same offensive output as say like a stap. Like the staps are rolling the 6 dice critical 2 with all that with the aims, and so I think the bikes probably need some kind of upgrade on them. I'm not really sure what that's going to look like with points coming up, but probably LTA or Into the Fray, like just investing 4 to 5 points into making them either a little bit more survivable or making the damage profile just a little bit more consistent. But most of the time, Greg usually lived into like turn 3. There weren't any games where game 2, he did live all the way to the end of the game, but it didn't end up mattering because I just missed out on some kill points in that game. There's probably a couple of decisions I could have made differently, but had I not gotten my Aqua double tapped, that probably would have made a huge difference because I probably could have won the side that Greg was on a little bit faster if I had just measured from his shores, basically. But yeah, once he's dodged up, it's pretty hard for the opponent to kill him. The emergency stims ate an ion token, an immobilized token, and an ion token in another game. Because the way stims works on Greg, if they shoot it and he's only taking like 2 wounds maximum after everything's said and done, he takes no wounds, so therefore he does not take an ion token. And then also the immobilize works that way as well. If he's taking less than 2 wounds, you activate the stims, eat the wounds, and then he no longer takes any damage, so then that effect does not resolve on him. So you prevent them stealing an action with the ion token or the immobilized token. So that came up. I think I used it in 2 of the 4 games, so that was pretty cool. But I missed having recon intel because I wasn't able to leverage his dice as much in the first turn. So it was kind of a trade-off. He was more tanky, more survivable, but not able to be as offensive in the first turn of the game.
That's some cool tech. I like it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's pretty neat.
All right, Keanu, go ahead, man.
All right. So I went 4-0 to win the event. I didn't have any fancy list name. I just said "Long live the Empire" and was done with it. I brought Thrawn. I brought Thrawn with Underworld Connections, which is important. Krennic with Improvised Orders. I brought 2 bounty hunters, one being Din Djarin with Jetpack, Flamer, and the Beskar Spear. Bosk with Recon Intel, and I'll talk about why in a second. I brought 3 Ion Snowtroopers, an HH-12 Stormtrooper with the Specialist, which was the tech that Colin is talking about mostly. And then I brought 2 Dark Troopers with Program Loyalty and the XS for Assault Cannon. So it's 10 acts, but it plays like a 12 act list. This list just kind of kills stuff. It's pretty wild. So Recon Intel on Bosk is mostly for turn 1. I play Lying in Wait, so Bosk will almost always go last with a dozen aims. And with Recon Intel plus another speed 2 move, he pretty much has like the entire board in his threat range. And I used it just to take out something that was kind of out of position or just dump 5 crits into armor that I know that with the HH-12, the combo of them can deal a lot of damage, because this list is also designed to hopefully get Black Ops every game, because what happens is I get advanced intel, then I go 2 or 3 times after you, which is not what many people want. And so when they make me flip advanced, I either get my cunning deployment or black ops. And if I get black ops, great, I'm just going to keep it there. And if I get cunning, then I swap to black ops and hope that, if my opponent tries to take it out, then get the 1-3 again to get it back. But black ops was always on the HH12 because the infiltrate with the cumbersome changes, that's 8 white with an aim token and probably another one from one of the commanders sharing it. But yeah, this list just is designed to just roll all the dice with a dozen aims and just get a lot of hits. And I'll talk about that in a little bit from the final game against Colin. So
wait, you had aim tokens? You didn't really need them against me, from what I recall.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, so and of the people here, I played half of them. So my round 2 opponent was Zuffer, and my round 4 opponent was Colin. So just like, so I'll talk about my first round opponent because that was an interesting game. I played against Kai. He's from New Mexico. He brought a Imperial Remnant list with triple Dark Troopers and triple T-21 Scout Troopers with Imperial March. So they get 2 speed 3 moves onto the board and can possibly shoot something that gets out of position. But we played Recover and Recon Mission, which is like we basically just scored 4 points every round and just tried to kill as much as we can. But the first round, and we both got Black Ops, the first round he infiltrated his Death Trooper squad really far up and moved up to try and get an early shot on the Thrawn that I had put a little bit out of position. But then because he pulled their token early and went early with them, I just kind of like dumped the rest of my army into those Death Troopers because they were just so out of position and took them out. The rest of the game was just like, all right, we score 4 points because of the primary and the secondary, and just move on to the next round. So it wasn't until like the final round 4 where I was able to take out a couple of his units that were on objectives. So he wasn't able to score like the final 2 points to tie it and then move to round 5. So that was an interesting game just from like all right, we're just going to sit on these points and shoot at each other game and like move up to try and, get that last, that 4th POI to contest. Now, the one interesting moment I had, and this wasn't like a moment that I did like something cool. It was against Zuffer in our game. So we played shifting, and the way we moved some POIs, I had moved Din to contest 2 of them. And, Din shot some stuff and whatever. He was like just sitting there with a dodge token, and it was fine. So Zuffer moves his Thrawn and shoots Din with a 3 red and gets all 3. I didn't get any cover saves. I wanted to save the dodge for when his agent moved in, but Din took 3 wounds from that attack. I rolled 3 blanks, and that was the turn that Zuffer played the we do not tolerate failure command card. So if his agent moved in and killed Din, he would just get a victory point, which is exactly what happened, which was just like such a cool moment. I was like so happy.
Really was.
Because that was just like something that was so cool that just sticks with me. Because like you never think Din will just take 3 wounds like lying down from one attack, and it was nuts. But so the game against Colin was rough to say the least. My Dark Troopers did not miss. They had nothing missed. Nothing missed. I got blue player, which is what I didn't want. So I was hoping that he didn't get the 1 in 3 chance for Cauldron, which it is what it is. But I did get my Black Ops, which is like exactly what I wanted. And we talked about it after too, Colin, where it's like maybe, not giving me Black Ops was the right choice. But, because Thrawn will always order the HH12 squad to go, so I can go with him when I want. And you did a good job of keeping the Aquas out of range. So then I would have to move into range with the HH12 squad to then, get the downgraded dice. But it was 8 white with the specialist aim and an aim on Thrawn. And I think I had 2 crits and 3 hits afterwards. It was 2 crits. And I think did I full boat that? Because I know you had to dodge twice from Kalani and them getting a dodge.
I think you either full boated or you rolled 7. You almost pretty much.
It was 5 saves.
It's crazy that with 2 aims on 8. Yeah, it was 2 aims with 8 white rolled pretty much statistically higher than Bosk did.
Because Bosk only got 4 crits into that same Aqua squad. So then round 2, I played Thrawn's 3-pip, and we both played 3-pips that round. And so because I had cunning, I went with HH12 squad again, and they shot the Aquas. And because of Thrawn's card, I got 2 aims, but this time I had the 3 black dice. And I got 5 into Aquas again. And it was just the Aquas melted so fast from that.
Yeah. I think I literally only made 2 saves on them.
Because then the Dark Troopers moved up and they full boated every single attack. They did not miss once. All 4 Dark Trooper activations, they did not miss. And it was just...
Yeah, it was pretty much, all right, to 7. Yeah. And I'm like, okay.
It was just disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's dice. We kind of talked after the game, and we pretty much determined that Black Ops was 100% won you that game, because I wasn't really that concerned about Bosk shooting Aquas, because okay, you're gonna hand me 5, I'm gonna lose a model. If I roll average, I'll just lose a full model, and that's it. And then I'm not scared of 3 white shooting me. And then after that, I'll be able to start trying to chip dark trooper models away, because statistically, with a aqua shot going into darks, I should probably kill a model every time they shoot. And then as long as I have the heavy and 2 guys, and then Dooku has saber throw, so as long as he hits with 2, then it just kills a model. But yeah, when your opponent just rolls 100% success and you roll 15% saves, that's just the game. And then you even played a pickup game with Nick after our game, and your dice rolls continued to do what they did to me.
Because then it was
to Nick.
I think I don't think I got Black Ops that game for the first time, or no. I think against Zephyr I got cunning deployment, which I don't think I used. But I had he had infiltrated Vader really close, and he got Black Ops to get his Pink Suns infiltrated up, and my HH12 squad was just the hero of the entire tournament, because I had moved them up, and we were playing contact, so it was if you contest a POI, you get precise 1. So my Storms got precise 2. I rolled, they moved up and rolled the 8 white into the Pink Suns. I only got 1 crit, on the initial roll. And I had a specialist aim and Thrawn or Krennic aim. That first roll I had with the rerolling 4 white, I got all 4 paint. And then my so that was on their aim. And then on a Thrawn aim, they picked up the rest of the dice and got like a full boat after that. And I'm just like, well, this is just nasty. But yeah, the HH12 squad with the cumbersome changes has been like consistent for like a really good time. It's good into armor. It's good into just like a normal squad, because like 8 white is also just the T21 squad pool. But now I have like the extra body for an aim, or I had taken like surge tokens a couple of times because I didn't need an aim, or wanted to make sure they survived a shot, and it did help. With that, this is now my second year in a row winning the Arizona Gamers Guild GT, so I'll be coming for that 3-peat next year in January.
But next year Honda will be legal, so it's not going to happen
Yeah.
for you. Sorry.
Next year,
well,
I'm
also
gonna have a
Magnus
whole
will be
nother year of
around.
playing games under my belt. So just saying.
Hey, I'll have a full year playing games under my belt too.
True. Well, I mean, you did take like a year off. Like this is your first weekend since coming back. I think you said it was like 9 months, right? Before.
Yeah, it was like 10 months because I went to Scorched Earth Open. And I got second to Colin there because of kill points, but
Rude.
that still was like undefeated after my first tournament after like 9-10 months is like, yeah, that's pretty good.
I feel like bringing the HH12 squad is like a great meta choice too, because it's going to give you a pretty solid like shot into a lot of different armor units. And if you look at list overall, like in this tournament, like there's a lot of lists that have some kind of unit of armor that HH12 shot is going to make a difference. If you get 2 very like aimed up shots, like you're going to get a pretty consistent amount of damage. And you pulled Black Ops twice, like 50, or actually 3 times. It looks like you got
3
Black
times.
Ops.
Yeah.
So you got to set up the HH12 like 3 times. So
yeah.
If I was playing against your list, I definitely would try not to give you Black Ops.
Yeah, and then like I was thinking about it after the fact, and one change I would make to my list is take out cunning deployment and put in the garrison for prepared positions on the HH12. It's worse, but I can hide them at somewhere and then move up and still take the same shot if I had to move with them. So it's like, well, either way, you're giving me a pass token, or this HH12 squad will be on up the board early or a little bit further and take a shot into something.
Yeah,
I was doing that too.
Yeah, the only downside with Garrison is that your opponent will know exactly where that HH12 squad is. So if they do have armor, then they can just put it not where the HH12 is, but then you're technically still zoning with the side of the board with them, so it's like kind of like a neutral benefit for you.
Well, and with having Thrawn in your list too, like there's a possibility like you'll be able to one step ahead that HH12 unit too, like so you can also use the free movement to get them to where you want them to.
You can't do it on turn 1.
Not on turn 1, but like and like speaking of one step ahead, that is like has been like such a good keyword for at least in my list in specific, because a lot of my stuff is speed 1.
Well, on Darks, it's like amazing, right? Because they're getting that.
Oh, it's so good.
You get an extra, like now I can use one of my actions. I don't have to use an action on a move, so I can take a token action. I can take a dodge or an aim if I need to, or a standby. Seems pretty good.
It's very good.
Cool. Did you guys have any other like takeaways or anything else that you wanted to shout out about the GT? One thing I just wanted to say was like I walked away with a lot of swag. I ended up getting like a second best painted award, so I got some stuff for that. Tristan and Nick were just like coming by my table like every round, like here, have some more things. And so I was teasing Tristan on Sunday because I usually just bring like the standard Legion starter box that the old game came in. When I went back to my room on Saturday night, I had to like repack the whole thing to try to make everything fit so I could take it home with me, because there was just so much stuff that was handed to me. So that was really nice.
It was just, I think they upped the amount of prize support from last year because it was just a crazy amount.
Yeah.
It was.
So, Shout out to Raider because he beat me on the painting. He got the best painted. I think I got like second best painted or whatever it was, but he won because of his superior theming. He had like aqua droids like choking out clones and stuff like that. So his army looked really
Oh,
good.
that's neat.
It was awesome.
I got most improved.
Yeah.
Which just
Yeah.
which just means I used to suck at painting, but now I'm a little bit better.
Yeah. All the tables looked awesome too. It was really nice. Like I didn't play on one table that I was upset about like the way the terrain was set up or anything like that. I think everybody who set up tables did a really great job as well.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Colin, anything to add?
No, I don't have anything to add. So, speaking of really good models, this might be a good
Should we
segue.
jump into the news and the meta and talk about that?
Let's do
All
it.
right, cool.
Yeah.
So first topic for today, Han and Luke Ton. Thoughts, opinions?
So
So much
Han is
fun.
undercosted and just really good.
Okay.
I think Luke is fine.
Okay.
But Han is insane.
Okay, better in EBD or better in just a
general.
general
Just
list?
good.
I know he's
general.
just good, but like, if you had a choice, would you take him in EBD or would you say I'm just going to put him in like with a bunch of the other like rebel goodies that I can get?
I think
I would just
Yeah.
not take EBD.
I think
Okay.
like being able to take like a Cassian Super Fleet squad in like conjunction with Han is just and sleepers.
And
It's like
sleepers.
and like the Thursday night before the GT, I had played against a guy that was running Han, Luke, Lando, double sleeper in the Cassian Super Fleets, and that list just kind of like destroyed me. It just
Oh, wow.
it now granted it was only like my second time playing Din and the list that I brought to the GT, but it was like he played the Han 1-pip turn 1, and on being able to go twice last with, you know, he had double improvised orders and an agent for like another operative token in the bag, it just was rough.
Yeah, I feel like the thing that people aren't talking about Han, I don't know how you guys feel about this. Zephyr and Colin, maybe you can like jump in on this too. The fact that he can just like ping pong around your units because he is a creature trooper and can just like stick in and can't be shot by like the things that you would probably want to shoot him with, I think is going to make him really good moving forward. I think it's going to be pretty hard to count those interactions. The best answer I can think of for it is probably like honestly Thrawn's cards, like the way Thrawn plays, getting the free attack and then maybe forcing him to go early might be beneficial. But he can always go last too.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that, but it really depends on what unit Han gets into melee with. Because if he gets into melee with something that it doesn't have a good melee, the Thrawn card does nothing.
Yeah, you're gonna probably have to commit a piece to like hard countering Han if that's what you're trying to do.
Yes,
in the way the game's gonna play out.
For sure. In my game, I did not do that.
Yeah.
And that was like my first time playing Cauldron too, and so my opponent was able to secure like both center points for 2 rounds and just won the game on turn 3 because I was just
So far out of the new
Which-
objectives. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah, it was just Cauldron is one of those objectives where if you let your opponent win both middles round 2, you're going to be very far behind.
Yeah. Do you guys think that like the Hanton is going to take rebel armies maybe a little bit above their current power level? Like right now, I would consider that they're kind of sitting like maybe in this current meta before we get the points update on Tuesday. I'd say they're kind of sitting like second level. Like they're probably right behind Seps, but I'd say now that I is released, Empire is kind of pushing that spot. Like I'd say it's close between those two. Maybe Empire is now going to edge them out, but
between the Imperial High Command,
I'm making the call that Empire is the best army in the game.
Yeah.
especially I could see that. So if you guys were gonna for Han and Luke, like what what upgrades would you guys probably take on them? Like what are you guys thinking would be like the best configuration, or how would you
Han,
start to like explore
I
them?
don't think you take anything on Han.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so
Yeah,
cheap
I think Han is perfectly
that
fine. Naked.
anything you take on him will just like diminish what he really wants to do. Like, sure, you could put like tenacity or I don't know, emergency transponders, had comms unit, just whatever. But like him just being at 90 points and just such a threat is he can definitely kill more than he's worth.
Yeah. I think people.
I think this actually brings up a good question. Do you think that this Han being 90 points indicates we're going to see a points reduction on the old Han?
That's what I'm thinking.
I would say so. I mean, I don't see why not. I think that's like the general direction that they're trending towards. Like just hero units in general being cheaper and more affordable. We've seen that with like some of the operatives have come down over the last 6 months. For example, like Asajj dropping, I think it was like 15 points. Sunfac dropped a bunch of points. We've seen that with some of the units. I don't think Empire. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Empire got Moff Gideon reduced by 20. Right, he went from 100 to 80.
Yeah.
So we've seen that just kind of that trend kind of happening. I like that though. I think it's good for the game because it lets you fit more things into your army to play with because you're not spending as much points into your hero units or your commanders and your operatives. What do you guys think about like the Luke Ton? Like, is he just not as good? Like, you should focus on just bringing Han. Like, don't bring them together.
I think he's perfectly fine. Like, I think you can take Luke with saber throw and be happy because of him having ram and just like on his 1 pip turn, like you just move once, saber throw twice, and then you're getting 6 black, ram 2, impact 2. It's only pierce 1, but he does have lethal and he can give himself a free aim.
Yeah.
So I think Luke is obviously worse than Han, but I don't think the Luke Ton is necessarily bad.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of Han, and I think you'll bring Luke if you're wanting the specific things that he brings. Like if you want some of his specific command cards, you want some of his specific tools. Moving forward, it seems like that's going to be the de facto like choice for Rebels. They've been in kind of the last, I mean, at least from what I understand, I'm not a Rebel player, so correct me if you guys think I'm wrong, but the last year they've kind of just been like commander and commander plus like your 2 favorite operatives and then kind of season to flavor. Like what you like, whether it's, X-34s or sleepers, but I think it's cool because I think it opens up like another way for Rebels to play the game. Because like Z's opponent that he played in round 3, they had the 5 tons. That's a lot of free movement too. Very mobile army that can get around the board and dash between different POIs to contest or your shoot. Hey, I'm gonna move over here. I'm gonna shoot you. Then I'm gonna move over here and I'm gonna shoot you. So it's a lot of movement for, especially if your army is a stand and shoot gun line. It's gonna be interesting gameplay. So
Yeah, and I think Rebels are in like they're like kind of just they're fine. Like any list that you make with Rebels can see success.
yeah.
Well, I won't say any list, but most lists because they have just solid. They have a solid foundation in their faction.
Yeah.
Which is like a little bit better than most factions.
Mm-hmm. I think the only issue that Rebels have right now is they have 3 slots that are just so congested with good units that it's definitely overshadowing other units. Like, for example, like sleeper cells versus like Rebel commandos, right? Like you would never take Rebel commandos almost ever when the fact that like sleeper cells exist.
Well, they're just like, and then if you look at the operative slot, what do they have? 1, 2, 3. I think they have like over now, including the customs, they have like over 12 different options for operatives. Like, and then they've got the Han and Chewie combo unit coming out. That's going to be another merc choice. So there's just a lot of choices in a lot of their slots.
They have 17 options right now. Well,
Is it 17
this is
Jeez.
this is including the Mandalorian mercenaries that are coming in June.
That is a lot of choices as a Rebels player. So the rich get richer, is what you're telling me, right? Like, meanwhile, the Gar players are like, we only have a few options. I think they have 3 total. So,
Yeah.
but now some more with the Mandos coming out, because the Mandos are going to be accessible in Gar moving forward. So,
Yeah.
let's ask the question that has been on my mind since seeing how Keanu's list performed in the GT, seeing how just some recent tournament results I've been looking at, some of the stuff I've been seeing in Legion Discord. Do you guys think Empire is it the new king? Is it going to dethrone CIS? Yeah, I 100% agree.
100%.
I
I think Empire, especially if they get points drops,
that's gonna.
in the update, they are going to be a massive issue. I know in our first podcast we had some doubts with Thrawn being 110 and Tarkin being 95. After seeing them on the table, I no longer have doubts. Those models are insane.
in my game with Tarkin, what I realized was, oh, my opponent's just paying 95 points to use the thing again, whatever the thing is that they need to use again this round. So, whether that was like double tapping their super shores, or in our game, Vader was too far away from Tarkin because of where he ended up deploying him. But I could see a world in where, like, if Tarkin is close to Vader, like, oh, Vader jumps into this thing and I no longer need force push on it because my Tarkin's going to go last. Have Vader swing again. Vader's going to chop this unit down. And then next round, Vader's now freed up to, like, jump into another thing. Like, he can now go where he needs to go, or I can play the Implacable and I can I can get 3 attacks off with my Vader this round between Implacable and the strings on Vader. So, I think just moving forward, they have right now, and I've always thought this is kind of like my thinking. I feel the same way about Dark Troopers. If you can get extra dice out of an activation for some investment of points, it's just really, really, really good in this game. Ever since they took away like being able to use standbys to attack outside of your activation, or sorry, excuse me, so you can't like relentless, steady, or charge off of a standby anymore. And I feel like when they took that away, now Empire's kind of got some of that back a little bit between like the Thrawn 2 pip, pull the strings. So it's going to be interesting moving forward. I am really curious to see if they get points this week.
My thinking is Dark Troopers go up a little bit more. Now there's been a lot of talk about the pass shenanigans that Dark Troopers have. And for those listening don't know, so when you determine your pass pool, you look at the number of units that you and your opponent have differentiating. So let's say with my Dark Trooper list, I have 10 units. And against, say, Colin's list, against 13x, 13 minus 10 is 3, minus 1 more means I get 2 pass tokens. But because Dark Troopers have 2 order tokens, the list technically plays like a 12-act list. And then with 2 pass tokens, it almost acts like a 14-act list.
Right.
So, they are, with that, a lot of the time you're able to go last with lower acts.
Yeah.
Which normally isn't what happens.
Yeah, and with your list, I mean, the fact that you're cheating those activations matters a lot because you're going to be able to get your boss to go last to get those 5 crits, and you might just delete a unit or severely maim something. I honestly hope that they don't get that many points in the update. There's some things I think do need points. Like I think Ida needs to come down a little bit. I think she's a little too expensive. She costs 115 right now.
Yeah, and like with her droid, she's 130, and she's like not a bad unit, but the combination of her being 115, 130 with ID10, and the nerfed attack strike only ordering her in 2 units, not 3, it made her play a little bit like you really have to be shooting upwards of like more
Yeah.
than her point, way more than her points to be
Yeah.
for her to be worth it.
I could see ISF getting a touch too. That's probably like the other thing in the faction that I'm pretty sure. Some people are saying speeder bikes down. I'm like, really? They're at 70, maybe 5, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, they're fine.
Yeah, they're
But I
fine.
think they're fine at
I think-
70.
I
I
think-
just have seen people saying like, oh, they should be dropped. Yeah, overall,
I wouldn't be surprised
yeah,
if range troopers come
Please.
down a tiny
I could
bit.
see that. I think
Please,
we're headed into like my like prediction is that we're headed into this like range 4 meta. Like when I look at what people are doing and what looks good. That was kind of why I picked bringing the snail for the GT. Was I was really worried I was going to play against lists where they were trying to put like standbys on super shores, and I wanted something that could come onto the board and like strip that standby. But we'll
I mean,
see.
at least based on last year's GT, this year, whatever gets updated, my GT list will get nerfed into the ground again. So, that's something to look forward to.
Yeah,
They're just gonna take out Dark Troopers. No
Uh,
more Darks. Sorry, for
Yeah.
that.
No more Bosk, no more Darks, and I'll be sad again
I
for another
honestly
year.
think Dark Troopers, those points that they got, like I don't think that it made. I feel like it was needed. Because at that particular point in time, if you look at like statistics wise, like Empire wasn't doing very good. And then as soon as Darks got a little bit of that little points adjustment, you started seeing Empire like actually show up like in tournament results. Like before they were finishing like,
Yeah.
middle of the packish, I guess. And so you've seen like over a
Mhm.
slow increase. And I think now that like Imperial High Command is here, like it's given Empire access to the things that they had before some of the changes were made, if that makes sense. Also, it's
Yep.
opening up like tricky plays that they didn't have access to before. And we see that with like the even in droids, like really the only person who could do that before was Dooku. And then now customs have kind of opened that up a little bit, giving them some more options for some more unique plays. But anything else on
What I'd really like to, what I'd really like to say is, I know we talk about High Command kind of coming and giving Empire new life, but I think what I really want to talk about is that I think what High Command has done is it's really cemented what Empire's play style is supposed to be.
I
I
agree.
think if we think about each faction and what they play like, you can look at it from the perspective of what is Empire's play style supposed to be. And I think if you think of any word besides control, High Command really cements the fact that it's supposed to be control. We are supposed to control the pace of the game. We're supposed to control the board, and we're supposed to suppress the board, and we're supposed to take advantage of activation, timing, and order. One step ahead gives us the ability to get some extra movement out of predicting our opponent's moves. Cutting allows us to take advantage of the fact that our opponent played the same card as we did, and we still get to go first anyways when we want it. We also have the ability to set up with lots of new ways to get tokens out the board with Thrawn's ability, with his new card, with Tag. I don't know if anyone's seen or played against him yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing the kind of shenanigans that we can pull off with just having the sheer amount of free tokens and order control that I think we had prior to 2.6.
Like even the customs, like even gave us they gave us like a little bit of more tokens that we needed. But now in combination with Imperial High Command, it's like we just get so many tokens, which Empire desperately needed.
Well, and being able to aid the aims off of the agent onto Thrawn, if you have like is it tip of the spear, the one that gives you makes
Tip of the
the free
Spear.
tokens, so you're going to be able to pile up more tokens onto Thrawn to have access to them via the exemplar.
Yep.
Yeah, I think in my opinion, I don't have like any problems with Imperial High Command. I actually think it's a very, very solid thing to come out for Empire. My biggest issue with Thrawn specifically is that 2-pip. That 2-pip is one of the most unrestrictive things in like that's ridiculous. Like, sure, you can't use it on suppressed or panicked units,
Troopers
but
don't care about that.
almost Dark Troopers don't care about it. ATSTs don't care about it. Most of the time, like, your opponent will just forget that it exists, and then they're going to get extremely punished by it. They like, and then if you try and play around it too much, you might just end up screwing yourself over on getting to places where you need to be. So it's definitely going to be one of those things where you either have to just suck it up and eat it and hope that it goes well for you, or I don't know, you're going to have to pick and choose your battles very, very hard with that card. And then I also don't think even if you kill Thrawn, I think you can still
Yes.
use the card.
It's because it is not
Really?
played.
Yeah.
You're not
You're discarding it
nominating.
from your
You're
command
not
hand, you're not
nominating
playing
Thrawn
it.
as the commander because you're not playing the card.
Yes. Yeah.
Now that may need a form ruling, but like rules as are written right now, because you're not playing the card and it's just a discard effect, you don't need Thrawn to be alive for it.
Huh.
Yeah, the way it reads, that was yeah. I'm kind of at a loss for words. It just makes me a little
'cause,
breathless. And then like Colin said,
Yeah.
it's really, really hard to play around too. Like your opponent is going to at some point get you, and you're gonna get got by it. So you have to be prepared for it.
All I know
Like,
is Legion Thrawn is
as an
smarter than
example-
TV Thrawn right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Like for an example, in my game against Keanu, right? In round 2, he did the smart thing with one of his Dark Trooper shots and shot at a B1 unit and brought it down to 2 models left. I knew then that I wasn't able to safely double move 2 B1 units into the middle POI to stop him from scoring it, because the moment I move 1, he's going to Thrawn 2 pip and delete the 2 model unit that was going to go ahead and move up. So that pretty much like lost me that side of the table
I think-
instantaneously.
So like Keanu's GT list having bounty to score him, like he has bounty via 2 operatives, right? And then the ability to like just discard that card to pick up something else. And then if you go even like further and you go for the new 2 pip that scores you a VP, that's an opportunity for 3 extra VPs. Like in a lot of Empire lists.
Yeah, you can't order mercenaries with that card because it's only Imperial units.
Yeah.
Now with Callus, yes, you can, because like that's what Zuffer
Right.
had tried to do. In his
Right.
games.
But
Did not get bounty once, by the
But
way.
in
He
my
died every
game-
before he could get there.
in my game with my Empire opponent, he scored the bounty by killing my operative with I think it was Din that killed him. And then he also scored the Empire does not tolerate failure card. He also scored a point off of that. So even though he wasn't aggressively attacking one of my bunkers, he was keeping up with me on VPs and was at 1 point ahead because he was scoring those free points off of those keywords. And so it was making me like have to play the game differently because I had to think of a way to keep up on points. So that was a big deal. But all right. So
Yeah, I'm not upset about Empire getting this either, because of the fact that like Empire deserves to be on top again, because they have been on the bottom for a
Since
very long
2.6 came
time.
out, really.
So it's definitely so it's definitely their time to be in the spotlight and show that they can perform in the game. But I can guarantee you, like down the line, I could see Thrawn and Tarkin and some of the other stuff getting hit.
I can see that.
well, and that's kind of been what they've done, right? They kind of let something come out. It's good for a little bit, and then later on they'll come in and nerf it. So speaking of that, real quick, let's jump into. So we've got a points update coming up on Tuesday. Any predictions, hot takes for this round? I mean,
Let's do one prediction
let's
each.
hit it one each.
I'm gonna be hopeful and say my range troopers get back to 60 points where they should be at.
Okay. Range troopers down 10. Colin, you've got anything?
Hot take: CIS is going to become the worst army in the game.
That's not a points update.
I think they're going to hit. Well, okay, for points updates, I have a feeling that they're going to up Aquas by
Yeah.
like 10 again.
My prediction is that like droids just like take it in the mouth this round. I don't really see that not happening. Hot take would be that like maybe the ideal situation is like a person who wants to play Seps would be they don't get a lot of points, but maybe they get some rule changes that significantly affect their gameplay. Like maybe AI changes in a way that makes them play more reasonably.
I'm pretty sure that's going to
But-
happen.
We'll see. Zafar, do you have or Zephyr? Sorry, hot take for you or prediction?
Let's see. I will say that we are going to see a small points drop on the Imperial core units again. Just a small one. But I think they're going to raise the points on our specials.
Okay.
Because we're getting some really cheap activations with the probe droids. And I think we're going to see maybe even our supports or heavies going up. What I'm saying is the core stays at or maybe sees a couple of points. I know shores have gone up a little bit in popularity, but they're still kind of expensive. And the border is still very expensive. And the new change to the cumbersome rules, my guess is the border gets updated. And instead, we're going to see a spike in some of the more hard-hitting cost things.
Nice. Okay. One each. Keanu, one thing that you would want to go down or up in points?
Let's see. Now, from a biased point of view, I want Boss to go down in points, but I don't think that's happening.
Okay. So
but
how many
that's what
points?
I'm
10? 15? 20?
No, 5.
5? All right. Colin, one
I
thing you want
want
to go
that
down?
one extra improvised orders.
Okay.
The one model that I desperately want to see a point reduction for, and when I say point reduction, I mean like a pretty big one, is Cad Bane.
Yes.
Cad Bane down in points.
That model has been unplayable
Yes.
since 2.6.
How many points? 15?
So he's
He
currently
is
105?
right now.
Yeah. I think he should be either 85 or 90.
I could see it.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Because, Haunton is 90 points.
Let the rebels have what they have their day. Zephyr?
I'm going to make you keep saying my name until you get it.
Zephyr, I said it. Zephyr. What you got?
Rhymes with buffer. There you go. All right. So, I would say the one thing I want to see get cheaper, Hondo. He's too much.
Okay.
Before he even
I hope
comes
they
out.
drop his points.
Interesting.
I mean, technically, he came out this week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
he came out. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I think the one thing I would like to see go down is honestly my thing that I would like is I would honestly like to see heavies go down across the board. I think overall they're
Interesting.
slightly a little bit too expensive. I'm not talking a lot of points, maybe 2 to 3 points in places where appropriate. It gets to a point where it's almost cheaper just to take more naked cores than it is to bring a heavy in the units where you really want the heavy sometimes. So,
Oh, you mean heavy
yeah,
weapons?
so not heavies like
I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
ATSTs do not need to be cheap.
No. I think heavy vehicle. So heavies as far as the heavy slot are appropriately priced, but I think the heavy upgrade weapons on a lot of the core units are overpriced. I think what you pay for a lot of them, maybe the dice output isn't quite there, but we'll see. I'm pretty excited too to see if there's going to be any new battle forces. We'll see if that's a thing in this update. But
Oh,
The pirate one better be coming.
CIS desperately need one.
maybe we'll get the
We'll
rules
really
for
need
that
one.
Mud Trooper one that they showed us. That would be kind of cool. But
Empire gets their
CIS need one so bad.
yeah, I'm hoping for one for the bikes.
CIS
But
haven't
we'll
had
see.
a battle force. Well, I think they already said that one for there will be one for that, but CIS hasn't had a new battle force since before
That's
2.6 launch.
And
That's
same
true.
with Rebels too.
Did Genossians get one?
No, they talked about it, but I think lately AMG has said that they want more units before a Geonosian Battle Force
Yeah.
happens. Like kind of like their Sonic Cannon possibly, or the creatures,
Or the
yeah.
creatures.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of battle forces, you guys want to talk Mandos for a few minutes? Talk some of the hype.
Yeah.
All right.
My gosh, so hyped.
Which clan? Which clan is everyone playing?
So my gut
Going
says
Deathwatch.
If
okay. So Keanu says Deathwatch. Colin, what about you? Okay.
I think I want to play Covert. I want to hit people with
Yeah.
the tongs.
Yeah.
I was kind of leaning Covert too. I'm interested in Crease, but I want to see what the different rule sets are before I make a decision. It's kind of a wait and
2
see
months.
situation. What about you, Zephyr?
So I already have Shadow Collective, and I have 4 squads of
Okay.
Mandos. So likely it'll be more Super Commando action for me. Though I will say I am kind of interested to play with the Mandalorian as well. So I'm curious to see what that looks
Okay.
like.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really cool because this is like the first time in this game where like you're gonna be able to use like models to represent similar units, but the rules change for them based on what you pick. So I like that. I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah, it's really interesting how they framed it. Now, of course, we don't have the full rules for it yet, but it's I think Mandos are going to be so hot when they come out.
Oh yeah.
Mando,
I-
so hot right now.
I'm already anticipating
Pedro Pascal.
not being able to find product because everyone's gonna be out buying them. So I'm trying to figure out like how I'm gonna make sure I get everything I need to do it. But
I do wonder about like how much they printed these boxes in anticipation, because this was like a completely out of the blue release.
yeah, I
There
think
had been no talk about it
The Mando
before.
movie's coming, right?
Yeah, the Mando movie is coming. So, kind of in conjunction with that, but like before Adepticon, no one knew Mandos were coming.
yeah.
We like hoped, but it was like pretty nuts. And it's like, oh yeah, you'll get Mandos in 2 months or 2.5 months. And it's like, huh?
What a great kept secret.
Right?
Yeah, honestly, it was awesome.
Kudos AMG.
Yeah.
Kudos on the
Yeah,
secret.
I mean that was
I love
really cool to go into. I think we all knew maybe we were gonna get something we hadn't seen, but for them to be like, "Hey, you're getting Mandalorians and they're coming out in 2 months," I mean that was kind of mind blowing. Like,
And five Mandalorian clans coming out, and I still don't have Jango Fett.
No.
going out for Django.
Rip.
No, you have Jango Fett. He's on Mace Windu's card.
Yeah.
Just as a helmet reflection right before Mace chops his head off.
Yeah, so I
Speaking of Mace's
Ooh, you
card, we're also getting the Jedi
Yeah, those
Council.
guys are
That's
coming.
true. We're getting a lot of releases
Oh.
this year.
yeah.
Yeah,
Remember last year this time when
I'm a
people were
little
saying
upset
Legion
that
was
the
dead
Jedi-
because we're not getting
Yep.
stuff?
Right, and now here we are getting
Right.
so much stuff.
My steak is so juicy.
I feel like it's kind of weird. Like, I think last cast I talked a little bit about like not being able to find product, and now I feel overwhelmed because like I was about to start another project army. Like I was thinking about building Ewoks, and now I'm like, well, I guess I'll wait on that because I'm gonna be buying a lot of boxes of Mandalorians. So, what about you mentioned High Council, Colin? Was there anything you wanted to specifically talk about what we've seen for High Council so far, or?
I think it's going to be a very interesting box. There's going to definitely be some really cool new play styles
Mhm.
for Gar when it comes out. The one thing I will gripe about, though, is I'm not too much of a fan of them only giving each council member one
Mhm.
named command
Yeah.
card. Like, it's kind of hilarious that that Tag has 2 command cards and Mace Windu has 1.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Or that General Grievous has 6, but all the people on the Jedi High Council have one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I hear you, but think about in the amount of time we see them, how much is each of those characters like commanding an army, right? I'm not saying I know canonically they all were,
Yeah.
but we didn't see it a whole lot. So I guess
Oh.
I mean,
from a
they
commander
each had
perspective,
like kind of their own episode in the Clone Wars show where they were doing stuff with their army. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Now that being said, I think I want to say their upgrade cards are going to be taken more than their unit, like full unit versions.
do you think so? Why is that?
Um, so for Mace specifically, I'm not like wowed enough by him. Sure, he's 165 and surges both ways, but he's just kind of like he's just kind of there as another beat stick, and Anakin just seems like he's does more for what you're getting.
Yeah, Anakin's 5 more points, and he beat
Yeah.
sticks better than
So,
Mace
and
does.
then we've only seen Shakti's upgrade card. We haven't seen the rest of them, but I think now, obviously without seeing them, I want to say like I think those cards will probably be better taken as their unit, their squad, like their upgrades in a core unit or a special forces unit.
That could be something that happens in the points
I think
the points update too. Is some of these upgrades could go up or go down, like these squad leader upgrades. But
Yeah.
Yeah. I think out of all 4 of them, you might see Shock T the most, just because of Clan
Yeah, I
Kryze
agree.
and Bo-Katan.
getting access to some powerful units, not in the Force Org, seems really, really good.
And then it like really just cements, Gar as the Jedi faction. Like, well, why would I take all these super expensive Jedi as their, commander or operative versions? And I can't even take all of them, but I can take a bunch of them as upgrade cards.
To me, Shock T is the most interesting one. That's the one that I think will.
Yeah,
a lot of
think
people will
Shakti
gravitate towards in the
also.
beginning, just because she has good keywords. She also has Makashi, which is like really nice to have access to on a unit. And she's a Courage 3 operative, so she's the one that I think people will probably gravitate towards in the beginning. But all right, guys, are we ready to kind of transition out of the news meta and maybe transition into some hobby stuff? Let Zephyr kind of take over from here if he wants to talk hobby a little bit and see what's going on.
That's good. So this segment's called Zephyr's Hobby Corner, where the first and only lesson I'm going to teach you is very simple. Play it painted, because painted is perfect. You don't have to worry about how good it looks. You don't have to worry about classing it up. Just start by putting some paint on the bottle. You will learn over time, getting your reps in, and you will see yourself develop the aspect of the hobby that you will start to appreciate as a nice little like break from all of the chaos of Keanu rolling 100% hits against you. It's so easy to forget that this is a lifestyle hobby. I know AMG's really pushed that phrase a lot. We're a lifestyle hobby game company, right? And I think that a lot of people kind of gloss over that. Yes, we're getting all these cool new toys. We're getting cool new rules. We're getting the ability to play with some really fun characters. But part of bringing that to the table isn't just, hey, I'm going to take this model and I'm going to stick it on a base and then we're done, right? Getting to bring that model to life, paint it the way you wanted to paint it with your style. And then what you'll find is you're going to look forward to that. I painted this and it did really well. Like in my case, I painted Callus and he sucked ass for me the whole tournament. Does that mean I'm going to dislike him? No, but I might play something I painted more recently because he earned his space in the box of shame. So what I'll find is that yes, it's cool to play well and play a lot of games, but take some time. Put together a box for yourself. Trim the pieces, pose them the way you want them, customize them the way you want them. I really want to shout out. I know we talked about it maybe the last cast, but I really want to shout out our buddy from Tucson, Logan, with his customized stormtroopers and his beach vacation themed Imperial Army, because that shows that he loves playing the game, but he also loves the hobby
Mhm.
aspect of it, right? He gets to customize his models. He made this whole display tray where they're actually on the beach. Like, putting that little touch really elevates the game for you and your opponent. So what I'll tell you is play it painted. If you need some advice, there's tons of videos online. You can follow the pros, you can follow the not so pros, and just primer it, dry brush it, paint it. There's so many ways to get into the hobby now. In such a great time where almost every painting company or every paint producer has their own instant speed, contrast, whatever you want to call it, paint line. You can get stuff painted very quickly, or if you find a commission painter, maybe very cheaply. So take some time for yourself, get away from the game table, assemble a model and paint it, and then show us a picture.
Yeah. I was pretty happy at the GT that I was able to continue my streak of winning a painting award. That was pretty exciting. So, it's also awesome. Like, I'm sure you've experienced this, Zephyr, when like someone just comes up to you and says like, "Oh, I like your army. Like, it looks nice." Like, it feels really good to have someone like appreciate the time and the effort that you put into it. So, um, and it doesn't always have to be perfect. Like, there's stuff in my army right now that like if I showed it to you up close, you'd be like, "Oh, he made a mistake right there." Um, what about you
I
guys? You
have
guys have any
so much of
hobby
that.
stuff you want to throw out or talk about?
Sure. With me winning the most improved award, I will agree. I have done a lot better painting. I had taken a picture of my new storms that I painted up and based compared to my old storms, and the difference is like night and day. And one thing I want to say that I have found enjoyment is I bought the Army Painter line of speed paint markers because lately I haven't had much time to paint, but those markers has been like really helpful in just like, all right, I don't need to set up like all my paint supplies. I just need to get
Mm.
my model primed and then just use these markers and be done with it. And it has been like such a like great experience to like feel like I'm been painting a lot better, which I've also had like more time under my belt to you know learn some more tools of the trade, learn some tricks, and but like I've been really enjoying those speed paint markers.
I think those are cool.
Nice.
It just seems like an easy way to like because you don't even need a brush for that. Like you're just ready to go. Like just pick it up and just go at it. I
Yeah,
wanted to
it's
try that.
great.
Maybe when I start Mandos, I'll give that a shot. I think that would be
Oh,
a
Mandos,
cool
like
method.
those speed paint markers will be like so nice on Mandos.
Yeah, because you can do like it'd be easy to do the paint work. Like you don't have to do as much like, because that's one of my frustrations with like painting armor with brushes is sometimes it takes a long time. Like because I want to be very precise with like how I'm doing it and um trying to get a certain look. Speed paints change a lot though. Like once you start mastering how to use speed paints and you learn like using dry brushing and just some very basic techniques that like Zephyr said, you can go on YouTube and you can watch videos ad nauseum about a lot of these different techniques. Colin, I know that you're starting a new army, Colin. What army are you starting?
Yeah, so I I played CIS for almost 4 years now, so I figured, all right, it's time to swap over. So I'm as we're speaking right now, I'm actually painting Clone
Ooh.
Commandos.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm gonna be playing Gar for a while. Gonna let the CIS take the back seat. Now I've painted. I mean, recently I got some new stuff with like the wheel bikes and like the starter box, but at one point I accomplished having a fully painted Legion collection uh, for my separatists slash some mercenaries, and that felt really rewarding. You know, just being able to see the whole entire collection in its entirety, all finished, and Am I a Picasso painter? No. I feel like I'm a average acceptable painter where I can get stuff on the table looking nice from a distance. And so I like how I did my stuff. It was very rewarding. So although I am gonna try and crank it up a little bit for my clones and maybe even win a hobby award myself one of these days.
Sick.
Nice. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I feel like it's harder for me to win tournaments. So if I can win some painting awards, it makes me feel accomplished at the end of the day.
Hey, all of us here went 3-1 or 4-0.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I think we're doing okay.
I'm no slacker, but I just, it's like, it just feels good. So, is that for anything else you wanted to add for hobby stuff?
Yeah, basically, like I said, just don't beat yourself up. Don't worry about how it looks. Just paint the thing and then take pictures of it and then look at it for when you paint your next one and then see if you can do one thing better. And slowly you'll find yourself like really growing as a painter. So just, I'm not a painting expert. I'm not a painting pro. All I'm good at is painting quickly and cleanly.
Yeah.
And even one of those is inaccurate. So I will say just, do something that makes you happy. And if painting is not your jam, that's okay too. But try to play and paint it. That's what I'll tell you.
I always enjoy it more when my army is painted versus when it's not, because at least it's visually enjoyable on the table. Trying to get away from that because I used to take a lot of armies like half painted to tournaments and stuff like that, and it didn't always enjoy that as much. But all right, so let's do Californication real quick. Just tell you guys a little bit about kind of what's going on over here. There's been quite a few events. There was one this month on April 5th that was won by Prague Brett. He played I say crazy because I thought this list was pretty crazy when I saw it. 15 activation shore trooper list with
Love it.
Man,
Thrawn,
that sounds fun.
Din, Darth Vader operative, 4 mortars with March on it, 2 regular mortars.
Huh?
Wait, what?
What?
And then 6 shore troopers. I'm assuming that he had Imperial March on the mortars so that they could quickly move into position, because that means round 2 they can move like speed 3 onto the board, I guess, or roughly a speed 3 with a speed 1 and a speed 2 move. But his first game he won 18 to points. His opponent scored 1, unfortunately, in that game. So yeah, this list just looked a little bit
very
crazy.
interesting.
So
I'm so confused.
this player is very good. He's a new player. He's got a very high win percentage right now on Longshanks. I was just checking it earlier. And then so he ended up, I believe he already had an invite, so the invite got passed down to another player. And then I went to a little smaller local on the 22nd of March. Ended up getting second in that one. Did not play Wheel Greg in that event. Ended up playing like a fun like 14x spider list. That was pretty cool. There was the SoCal Legion Strikes Back event, which actually happened today on the day of recording, and that was won by Kenji. Beto making another strong second place finish. Kenji is an amazing player in our local area. He's playing this 15-act droid list, which will probably no longer exist as of Tuesday, but pretty interesting. So a couple events coming up in the next couple weeks. Check in on the LA Legion Discord. If you need the information for that or you're interested, just reach out to me. You can find me on the main Legion Discord. It's saved. That's my Discord handle. So that's kind of what's coming up. For me right now, personally, one of my goals for this year is just to like grow my scene locally more to myself. So I'm probably going to be hosting my first tournament this summer. I'm trying to plan that out with some of the guys that are in my group that actually are TOs. So I've been having conversations with them kind of about what that looks like. And then something that got me inspired at the GT that I want to work at is I want to be a better community ambassador. So I feel like sometimes it can be really easy when you're a player who likes to win or you want to win to get kind of caught up with that a little bit. And so something that I think that I always see demonstrated when I've been to your guys' events, you guys do a really good job at like helping new players. And when you're playing against new players, the way you guys play with them, like you really try to make it so it is a fun, interactive game for them. So that's something that like moving forward in this year that I really want to work at. That when I'm playing against players who are maybe newer or not as experienced as me, that I'm helping them to kind of get better at the game as we're playing, rather than just trying to like win the game and run them over. I don't know if that makes sense. Not that I'm not a
Yeah,
nice
for
guy
sure.
at the table, but I think I really want to try to grow my community more through like promoting sportsmanship in my community. So it matters to me, and I think it's important. So moving forward, that's something I'm going to do this year. I'm excited about possibly TOing my first event. A little bit nervous, but I think it'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, let us know how that goes.
So that's coming up.
Yeah,
Maybe
if you let us know what it is, maybe some of us road trip up.
Yeah. So I think we're looking at like June or July. This year's been weird for me. It was really strange traveling to the GT. Because I haven't been to a GT really since before my children were born. The last one I went to was last year. So this year I'm hoping I get to go to LVO. That's like another big goal for myself. But I might just go to LVO and be there like doing things other than playing. Like I might be doing coverage or streaming or something like that. I haven't really figured that all out yet. Are you guys looking forward to going to any big events this year? Any travel events on the horizon for you guys besides LVO? I know there's some other ones coming up.
Personally, no. My travel this year is pretty restricting. I am going to LVO, however, I'm not playing Legion, but you can still see me there, say hi, and all that fun stuff. I'm gonna keep riding my second place LVOIS high
nice.
from 2025 as long
Nice.
as I can.
Nice. All right.
Going out on top. I like it.
So what's coming up?
I will for LVO. Since we're talking about LVO, I haven't decided if I'm going to do Legion or Blood Bowl or other. I'm gonna figure it
Okay.
out.
Okay.
I probably won't go to LVO this year. I might make it to, and we'll talk about this in a bit, but Smite Club open in August for Legion
Okay.
is coming up. But
Okay.
pretty much my travel is statewide. So, and I'm hoping because this GT was an official GT, I do get the Worlds buy for next year's Worlds. So I'm hoping to go to Worlds next year. But
Yeah.
well, that's not confirmed at all yet. So
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely want to make it out to Adepticon. I just don't know if this next year is going to be the year for me. I'm kind of still in that like raising young children phase. So I've dabbled with a game called Halo Flashpoint. You guys might have heard of that game before. A little bit
it's
too.
a fun game.
So I've been playing little events here and there for that. Might have an event coming up for that pretty soon. But all right. And I know Colin said I know Colin's a 40K guy, so he'll probably be at LVO playing 40K, I'm assuming, or some other game.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be. That's what I'm gonna be doing
Yeah.
this time around.
Nice.
Yeah. So, all right. So Keanu, what's coming up next for the squad? What's going down?
So like I said before, we have Smite Club open. It will be August 22nd and 23rd. I think it will be at the same location that Scorched Earth was at the school, but I'm not 100%.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
And then next month, there will just be like a regular tournament at Gamers Guild Tempe on May 31st. Nick will be running that. He hasn't decided on if it'll just be like a fun casual thing or like a regular tournament. So whoever is in the area around then, keep an eye out for that.
Okay. Cool.
And then far in the future will be the third Gamers Guild GT in January of 2027. But
Yeah.
that is a while away.
Well, I'm looking forward to that one. I'll hopefully be there. But cool. So lots of events coming up, whether you're a SoCal player, you're an Arizona player, or maybe you're a Nevada player or a New Mexico player. There's some opportunities coming up this year to get out to some tournaments. I think that's going to be it for this episode. There is a poll for this next go around. Keanu, what was the poll?
So Well, first or last poll, our last poll was the which model was like your favorite out of the Imperial High Command box, and it was Thrawn just overwhelmingly. So our
Thrawn by a
next
landslide.
poll, will be because this episode probably won't come out until after the points update, so we'll just be like what faction do you think came out on top with the April 21st update?
Okay. Well,
We'll have that in our Discord and probably on the YouTube as well.
Oh, we need to talk about the predictions from last time, which I totally won.
Oh, that's right.
What were the
Guys.
predictions? Remind us.
We were predicting what's coming out or what do we want to see next, and I said Spectres, and we got spoiled images of the Spectre models. In the
Oh,
case
that's
of
correct.
So
That's
nice.
correct. And Colin still has.
None of us said Mandos.
Yeah, I think
And we said
Well, we should have guessed that, right? With the movie on the horizon.
Right,
Some of
yeah.
us should have guessed that.
yeah, that would have made sense. There would have been context clues to draw on there. All right.
Just a couple.
Well, I think that's about it. Unless there's anything else you guys have that you want to touch on. Z, you got that the predictions there.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
All
I
right.
think we're good to land
Let's
this
bring her
plane.
home. So that's the Inferno Squad, ready to sign out. Signing off. Have a great evening.
Later, y'all.
Bye.
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 This has been Inferno Squad Chatter. Find us on Discord, Instagram, and Facebook to engage with our team.
Defiance will be the death of you.